Good evening, Scotland. Good evening, Scotland. Good evening, social media land. And welcome to Radio Apocalypse. Hello, how are you all tonight? I hope that your life is treating you well and the sun is shining wherever you are. It's Mojack's Happy here on Radio Apocalypse with the nighttime show. Just coming on to have a wee chat with you. See if there's anybody out there that wants to come on and have a chat live on the stream. You'd be more than welcome to. If you decide that you want to do that, please just drop a wee note into the comments and I'll send you the link. Hi, Shady. How are you? Listen, I apologise for last night. My router went into a lovely update when the stream just disappeared. So I've not had a chance to say I apologise to you, my friend, because there's one thing I hate, and that is, what's it called? That's just disappearing for no reason. It's overcast where you are today. It's been raining in Scotland as well, actually, but I've got some interesting footage of Edinburgh to show you all in a little while. But I always start with a thank you right at the beginning of the stream to all those wonderful people that are working on the front line just now. All those doctors and nurses, all those incredible people that are stacking shelves to make sure that there's food on those shelves for everybody to get. Those carers, my mum is a carer, and she goes and looks after an old lady pretty much every day just now. And I've insisted that she doesn't get the bus there anymore. And my mum's over 70 as well. It's crazy. I mean, she shouldn't be going out the house, but if she just goes from her house to the other old lady's house, just look after her. I'm okay. So thank you, Mum, for looking after Irene as well. Then I've also got to thank the garbage truck men. Honestly, I can't get over enough when I saw them at the start of the week coming to pick up the bins. And there they were. You know, they're doing something. These are all the people in the world that we take for granted every single day. They're just there. They are the backbone of civilization. And you know what? They're always there. It's not about, you know, having a lovely, great big car. It's not about having the mansion with the swimming pool, although all those things would be really nice. Acquiring wealth seems irrelevant when you're locked in your house with your loved ones, doing things that maybe you've never done before, like talk to them. Some people don't take the time to just sit and talk. It's crazy. So, we have somebody else on Facebook just now. JV Warner, hello, good evening to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us. And wherever you are, it's overcast as well. It seems that the world has turned a bit grey with the weather. Obviously, it's not grey with everybody's attitudes towards things. I think it's amazing to think that we're living in this world where there's so many people now just locked away, me being one of them. My immune system would not cope at all with catching COVID-19. So I am locked away in my house for the next 12 weeks. The upside of that is I can make and bring you guys incredible content. I can sit and plan a live stream like this and come on and talk nonsense to you, keep you entertained, keep you informed, maybe lift your spirits a little bit. That's what it's all about. And that's what Radio Apocalypse is all about. It's usually, you think the word apocalypse is doom and gloom. And yes, we do talk about things which might be a bit depressing sometimes, but we also talk about things that are beautiful. And I've got a couple of stories tonight for you, including two that involve myself. So let me just start off with the little feature that we always start off with, which is called the COVID Chronicles. Today in the UK, two of our great and worshipful leaders tested positive for coronavirus. Our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. Can you believe that? Boris, about 3 weeks ago, was visiting hospitals around the UK, and he held a press conference in one of the hospitals with his expert. And I think I may have mentioned this earlier in the week as well. And I have to say, his comments were quite frightening. I will do my best Boris Johnson impression just now, which was very much along the lines of, yes, and you'll be pleased to know that we have been visiting people in hospital, and I have been shaking everybody's hand. Everybody should shake everybody's hand, and I've been doing it, and there was COVID-19 patients here. And yes, well, he did actually shake a lot of people's hands. This was before he was taking it seriously. And I have to say, I would not wish COVID-19 upon anybody, even Boris Johnson. My political alignment allows me to mock Boris Johnson freely and happily, without consequence. He's not my most favourite of politicians, and he's certainly, I don't think he's a good man, but I don't think anybody deserves to get the COVID-19 virus. But he has tested positive for it, and he is being a good boy and self-isolating. But as soon as that broke over Twitter, I got an alert pretty much instantly when it broke. It went into meltdown with everybody's comments, and the first thing that I thought of as well was, wait a minute, oh my goodness, what if he has infected the rest of the cabinet? About an hour later, Matt Hancock hits Twitter. That is ironically the UK's health minister. He also was, having symptoms. They called them mild symptoms. And he too was tested positive for coronavirus. Coronavirus, is that it? Sometimes I call it something else. Anyway, we'll call it COVID-19 because that's what it's properly called. Regardless, these are two principal people in the UK government, and they are now officially locked down in their appropriate houses themselves. Through the wonders of technology, though, they will be able to run the country and cause us as much mayhem, chaos, and comedy as they always have. Another person in the British establishment was tested either yesterday or the day before and was tested positive for COVID-19 as well. And that is Prince Charles. Prince Charles is the Queen's son, and he is the heir to the throne of England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. Okay, or Northern Ireland anyway. The United Kingdom, Great Britain. And he decided that he was going to come for a wee holiday up into Scotland and enjoy himself. Unfortunately, he brought COVID with him as well. Hi there, John and Vanessa Warner. How are you? Thank you for joining us. Hi, Equilibrium, and hi, everybody that has joined us tonight. We're just talking about the who's who in the British establishment that has COVID-19. So, Prince Charles came to Balmoral. He was tested positive, and unfortunately, he gave it to some of his entourage as well, which is not great because his entourage were rubbing shoulders with the local peasants in the village. You know, the ones that are all serfdom. Oh, master, yes, we have, Your Majesty, we've got COVID-19 too, yes. But they did it with a Scottish accent. Anyway, I don't think he should have been allowed to go wandering around, or his entourage either. And it's a bit of a shame that he's now in lockdown in his castle. I wish him the best of luck in getting better, a speedy recovery, as I do with Matt Hancock and Boris Johnson as well. Stay home, guys. hashtag stay home Boris, hashtag stay home Matt Hancock, and Prince Charles, you know, you're your royalty, you can do what you like, I don't really care. Crazy time, crazy time. So we've got some very cool people sitting in the wings there just now, sitting on chat. I want to say thank you very much for you guys coming. I do have, let me have a quick look, what have I got to bring up in the COVID-19 Chronicles as well. 1 second. Let me go and look at my pictures. It was a great thing that, well, quite a scary thing actually. First of all, yeah, here we go. Let me just bring this up. Okay, so this is quite scary. Every 3 or 4 days in the UK, infection is doubling. That's pretty crappy, actually. It's, you know, oh no, that's the US one. The US live rate infection is doubling. It's actually happening over here as well. And Gove, wait now, Gove is one of our guys. Where's my American one? I had an American one as well. No. UK COVID. Yes, that's it. UK. Right. So in the United Kingdom, we have the rate doubling every 3 or 4 days due to basically people not taking the social isolation seriously, which is a damn shame, because at the end of the day, the longer we take to lock ourselves down, the longer we're going to have to remain locked down. That's just the bottom line, people. If you don't go and lock yourself in the house, you're just going to end up locked in your house for a bit longer. It's kind of crazy to think that. It's also kind of frightening at the end of the day to think that we're going to potentially end up with you know, a greater mortality rate than 3%. I looked at one of my friends on Facebook, did a little calculation as a variance against people infected to people that have died throughout the world, and it's not sitting at 3%, it's sitting at 16% of those infected are not making it. That's scary. Excuse me. It's particularly scary for somebody like me, because my immune system is compromised, and I truly, I'm not afraid, but I'm certainly not going to go outside. I'm certainly not going to go and rub shoulders with the population presently just now. And in fact, I've got myself a little sign like this that warns people. That's not mine. I've just pulled that one off the internet and actually copied it for my front door. And, you know, it's for people that are knocking on the door saying, look, go and just be aware that there's somebody with a compromised immune system living in this house. I've asked the postie not to put the letters through the door and to put them basically in a little bag at the front of my house, in the front door, and then I can wear gloves. You just don't know who's been handling it. I mean, it can stay on paper, plastic and things. Yeah, okay, I am paranoid, all right? I'm allowed to be paranoid. I have 4 children and a beautiful wife. Okay, so I have a decontamination centre at the front of my house, where if you're coming in as a visitor, which you won't be, okay, hence the internet, you can speak to me through the internet. But if my mum comes to visit, which I'm happy about, or the kids have been out for a wee walk, they have to come in. There's a couple of blue buckets. They take off their outdoor shoes, they put them in a blue bucket, they take off their outdoor clothes, they put them in the other blue bucket, they go away and wash their hands, wash their face, and then go and get indoor clothes on. We're taking no chances at all. And I think that is quite important, to be perfectly honest, because if you don't take these precautions, what we're going to do, you're going to end up with a Mojack's Happy that is not being able to broadcast because he's sitting somewhere with a ventilator on, and we're not going to do that at all. So that's the COVID Chronicles for me. We do have our regular cognag sitting there in the wings. Good evening, sir. How are you?
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. It's been a bit drizzly and dreich in Scotland. Dreich is a word meaning a bit wet, a bit damp, a bit cold. And we've lost him. He's gone. Where's he gone? Cognag, we miss you already. Come back to us. Yes, Cognag was going to have a wee chat about what he's been doing today with regards to the COVID Chronicles, and then we're going to move on to the Covidiots of the day. In fact, you know what we'll do? We will just go to the Covidiots of today, and we'll catch up with Cognag in just a minute. So Covidiots of the day is all about those crazy people that just don't take this seriously at all. Right, okay, Covidiots. These are people that don't take social isolation properly. These are the people that go out and buy ridiculous amounts of toilet roll. He's back again, yay!
I had to get out my glasses so I stopped hitting the wrong buttons.
Oh man, that's cool. We're going to do Covidiots first, then we'll go back with your little news as well, brother. All right, because let me show you. Let me just show you something. This is from a couple of days ago. This is where's my picture gone? There it is. This is from a couple of days ago. No, that's the one we did earlier on. This is the one we want. Right. So in Kentucky, a whole bunch of young adults, we'll call them young adults, that's what it says. Maybe it means teenagers, millennials, whatever you want. Okay. Let's just say kids, because I'm 48 years old. Anybody that's younger than 25 is a kid. All right. They defied social distancing instructions and had a bit of a gathering, a bit of a get together a couple of days ago. They thought this would be nice to go and have a couple of drinks with their buddies. And well, let's just say it didn't work out too hot for them. They ended up with, well, one or two of them ended up with a bit of the virus going on. Let's get
only two of them. So that's only two that we know of, and they'll be dormant for up to 14 days.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on a second. We want to, here we go. Right, so let's have a wee read of this. This is from CNN, that most reliable news outlet. You know, the one that the President of the United States doesn't like very much, that calls fake news. So let's decide if this is fake news or not. Okay, I don't think it is. It sounds plausible. At least one person in Kentucky is infected after taking part at a coronavirus party with a group of young adults. The party goers intentionally got together. Well, that's what a party is. It's not like just you do it off the strangers or anything. They intentionally got together thinking, where is it going? Here we go. Thinking they were invincible and purposely defying state guidance to practice social distancing. This is one that makes me mad. The governor said we have to be so much better than that. And it's kind of true, right? We do have to be so much better than that, simply because, well, we're not lunatics, all right? We're not silly. We can't afford to be that daft. We can't afford to turn around and give it to somebody else. We did the maths before, earlier in the week. You're averaging out infecting 3 people. You will infect 3 people if you have COVID, okay? And if those 3 people infect 3 people and then 3 people, and if you go 10 deep, okay, if you go 10 deep, you'll end up with just under 60,000 people infected from you going to a party. How do you feel about that, Cognag? Are you playing music? What's going on?
There we go. Wait, there I am. I had my thing muted. Okay. I don't know where the music came from, though. That was funny. This brings me to exactly all those mom types or dad types out there that believe, like during the chicken pox, that kids hang out with each other so they can get it and build immunities. This is not the case. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Very not the case. As well as
I
the other those are, oh,
where's that coming from? Hang on.
Don't know.
Is it coming? Hold on. Yeah, do you know what? That's from the website, from the Kentucky thing, and I didn't mute the virtual mic for it. I'm going, what the hell's that? Cognag's listening to some really weird shit there, man. And then it's actually coming from my laptop, not from your RV.
Really weird shit.
Far better taste in music than that, brother. That was all my fault. But there's a bit of comedy for you. Yeah, no, I was one of those dads with the chicken pox, and when in primary 4, when my oldest was in primary 4, and got chicken pox, I kind of insisted that, Paxton get it as well, and I knew he would give it to his brother and sister. So they all 3 of mine had chicken pox in a space of like 4 weeks together. It was brilliant. Okay, it was actually tragic for them, but they're fine. And it's not about building immunity. It's about you do build immunity, but it's inevitable. If somebody has it, they're going to get it in the class. It's inevitable. So let's get it out the way, done and dusted. You're miserable for a couple of weeks when you're younger, and then you've forgotten all about it. It's not fatal in this country. It's uncomfortable, and you can get the pox on some.
Exactly. So that's why it works. It works in some cases, but in this case,
hold on. Is that me? Speak again, Cognac.
Shibi.
Yeah, that's better. There we go. That's okay. You can. I don't know what that was. I think that might have been me again with my great big virtual sound deck bit of software that I'm learning to use. So apologies. It was shit music, and then I muted you by accident. I'm not having a good night. It's not a technical night.
Don't worry, I'm learning how to use this is a gaming headset that someone was using for gaming, and I'm learning how to use it for your show.
That's great. You look the part.
Yeah, I can mute you. Okay, I got to remember the back button mutes you for some reason. That's weird.
Oh, really?
If you ever see me touch the back, if you ever see me touch the back of my headset, that means I'm actually muting you out. Oh wait. Oh, you
I'm only joking. I didn't do that.
I was like, wait. Okay. Good stuff.
I'm crazy. Right. Yeah. So what else there? We missed the COVID Chronicles with your little bit in it, brother. So we'll go back. I'm going to play the COVID Chronicles jingle again because I quite like that one. And then you can have your little bit and tell us what you've been doing today. So let's just throw it up. Okay. Right. Yeah, I kind of like that music. It's funky. I made that little jingle one night just sitting on my butt after. It was actually the first night that we streamed last week together for those 3.5-4 hours of talking nonsense with the other 4 guys. I just sat. I couldn't sleep after that. I was like buzzing. So I sat and made that little jingle. I've got a couple of bits. It was all done on the phone as well. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me, Cognag. Tell us what's going on and what you have learned over the past 24 hours.
Okay. Now, times are tough and times are dark now, but I've learned to look at the statistics and everything happening. At least the smile is back and genuine and less worried. It's more like I'm less worried for myself. I'm worried for the people that don't take it seriously type of thing. However, when it comes to numbers and statistics, God. Okay, I know America has to, America makes a competition out of everything, but did these numbers have to matter too?
No, they shouldn't.
I've been wanting to say that all day.
For this, brother. Let's just not number 1 in the world for this. It's not good.
No, it's So like in my head, I have learned that the reason why it's hitting us in such an awkward way from 2 points inward is because it's heavy to the west of us off the Asian continent, and it's heavy to the east off of New York. Literally, we are at the center of. We were not realizing we are at the center of the spread, so it's literally closing in around us. Is how I'm seeing it now on the map. However, I did watch a live, what is it, the Human Health Organization people. There's 3 of them.
World Health Organization. Is that what you're talking
World
about?
Health Organization. Yeah. Sorry. The WHO. Yes. I rarely catch their live on TV or anything like that, but for once I actually caught it. And what I learned as of 4 hours ago directly from them was there are now 4 different areas that are all working on separate and different treatments at the same time, so that way they can get the studies done all together better, so all the scientists from every region are actually working together. It's forcing all of them to work together. This is no longer a survival of the fittest of who survives type of thing and left alive. This is we work together, survive together, and make it through together is what they were saying. So they are actually pushing for, in a sense, a version of world peace that's coming out of this epidemic. So that is kind of, I see that as a silver lining to the whole
it's
thing
good,
too.
yeah. That's kind of like hits what we were talking about earlier before you came on, how you can have all this wealth and have an amazing car, an amazing house, but it's kind of irrelevant in these situations. I mean, the only difference is that you might be stuck in a bigger house with a swimming pool and a garage with bigger cars that you can't go out and drive. Okay, so you might be a little bit more comfortable, but you're used to having a bit more flamboyance and going out and eating in restaurants and things. I'm not. I'm quite happy in my little 2-bedroom apartment. I've got great neighbours that, they've shouted outside from the street, Mo, you're right. Yeah, I'm fine. He says, yeah, we've been a bit worried about you. We've not seen you for a couple of days. I says, yeah, that's because I've kept the curtain shut because I fucking hate you. I don't want to speak to you, I'm only joking. I don't say that to my neighbours at all. They're good people. If any of the neighbours are watching just now, I apologise. But no, it's if you've got a big car, a big house, what's the point now? I think this virus globally has kind of changed a lot of people's perspectives about the way the world actually is. And I hope that it continues, and I hope we don't get brainwashed back into that coffee shop lifestyle where we're sold a dream and we have no way of attaining that dream because the dream makers keep a very tight lock on the gate that you have to walk through to achieve those dreams, But that's the way that goes. It's kind of frightening. But yeah, when you're looking at numbers, I've got some numbers as well here. Let's see if this is the right one. This is, yeah. No, look at the green one. This is the one. This is the good one.
It's only been a couple hours since I looked. It went. That's awesome. That recovery number's friggin' awesome.
Yeah, isn't that good?
So,
it's not about death. It's not all about infection. We've got a whole bunch of people surviving. Now, obviously, you add the 2 bottom numbers together, it doesn't make the top number because that's the other amount of people that are still recovering, But to look at that, you think to yourself, well, if I ended up with it, I might actually survive it, I don't know. It's a positive
that's cool.
thing.
So that bottom number is actually still a part of that top number you're saying, right?
So
essentially, it's that minus. You actually have to subtract them, and that's the real number of cases left.
I don't know. I just looked.
I don't either, but that is how I want it to be. That sounds good to me.
That'd be good. There's another little statistic here for you. Look at this. This old woman is 96 years old. Bless her cotton socks, right? She survived Hitler, okay? She also survived 2 hip replacements, okay? She also survived tripping up about 3 months ago, breaking a rib and breaking one of her hip replacements. And she's also, sadly, recently suffered from COVID-19. But she survived that too. Isn't that amazing? 96 years old and she survived it. I'm amazed, astounded. It's not all doom and gloom. It's can be quite positive as well. It's a lot of good things that are happening in the world. Okay,
health and lifestyle.
Yeah, it's positive. I mean, I do speak to my neighbours out the window quite frequently because I'm a bit of a fishwife in my street. If you don't know what that means, Cognag, that's somebody that likes to gossip, because fishwives of old used to quite happily stand there gutting the fish, talking shit to each other. You know, it's crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, she's like Wonder Woman.
Awesome.
Pardon me?
I was going to say the same the term I think I heard is shoot the shit.
Yeah. That's exactly right. Shoot the shit, gossip. It's all the same thing. So let's have a quick look at the comments, see what we've got just now. So we've got some cool people in. We've got JV Warner, welcome. We have Equilibrium, one of our regulars. Thank you for coming. And I take it JV Warner on Facebook and John and Vanessa Warner, are you the same guys? That's cool that you're watching on 2 platforms. I didn't know that we had people watching it on 2 platforms. I'm amazed. And then of course we've got Shady as well, who I apologize to for cutting off in midstream last night when that stupid router decided to do an update. There you go. Yes, so Vanessa, that lady is like Wonder Woman, and she's a tough old soul indeed. To think that she'd been through all that and she's still standing beside her son and having a good laugh about stuff. If I make it to 96, I'm hope that I'm just as good as she is. So we'll go on to our sort of final segment for the last 25 minutes. And this is called the Isolation Games. This is about all those sort of things people are doing while they're locked away.
You feel it? Yeah. Well,
yeah.
That's feeling the music.
Yeah, well, listen, this morning when I was practicing the morning stream, I was playing a couple of jingles and I mistimed it and I was picking my nose in the process when the thing finished. So I've now learned to keep my arms folded, try not to put my hands on my face and just keep them away from my nose.
Nice. I'm an adjuster and a pit scratcher.
Yeah. Don't stand up and do your what was it? Cooch in a can, and what was the other thing?
Moose knuckle.
Knuckle. Yeah, we're not doing that on the live stream. If you want to be introduced to Cognag's Moose Knuckle, you need to go to Bite. And you just send him a wee message or tag him in one of your bites and saying, Cognag, show me your moose knuckle. Show me your knuckly moose. Anyway, right. So what have we got for this segment? What are people doing? Yesterday we said that the top sort of things that people are doing are yoga and baking. I want to show you some baking afterwards. I found 2 things that I want to make that look delicious. Not as delicious as the 2 things last night, perhaps. Remember the cream egg milkshakes and the cream egg brownies, Cognag? Did they not look good? I thought they looked amazing.
They looked so good.
They were so good. The thing, where is it? Where's it gone? Yeah, there's this guy called Joe. Let me bring up a picture of him. Okay, this is he does fitness. I think his YouTube site is called Body Sculpture or something. I think his head's also cut off with a taggy thing there that I've got. I don't know whether you guys see. You might not. I've got two things on my screen that shows me how many people are watching this and how long I've been live streaming for, and it cuts things out. So I don't know whether you can see this guy's sort of hairy face, a hairy head and stuff. Anyway, Joe is a fitness instructor. His video done on Monday was trending #1 in the world, and it's like it was a live half-hour PE with Joe on YouTube. So if you were to go to YouTube and type in PE with Joe, you would actually get to see this guy. And he did a live stream, and it was for all the school kids that are off school just now to have a physical education, a sports lesson at home to do exercise. And I watched it and I was like, I felt myself a bit motivated and wanted to go and do stuff, you know. So my kids come back on Monday and we're going to be doing Joe's workout, and I might stream that for a laugh, you know, just so you guys can see it all. But I was fascinated. I'll tell you what, I'm going to see if I can actually find this just now while we're shooting the breeze, and see if I can bring up PE with Joe so you can actually see a little bit of him going. I'll see if it's still trending #1 in the world. It'd be good if it was, and that way you can see it for yourself. So what have you been doing, Cognag, to kill time while you're locked down just now? Are you doing anything interesting other than climbing on the roof of your RV?
Let's see. Today, I've been playing app games on my phone, which I haven't done in a while. I found hey, if anyone here is a Final Fantasy fan and watching, you know, Final Fantasy it's Omnia. It's great. It's multiplayer, just in case. But other than that, I did spring cleaning. I just didn't want to say cleaning because it sounds so boring. I cleaned everything, like straight hard clean, and then remembered what Pine Sol smells like today. I used that's the power of Pine Sol, baby.
Let's do this. Right. 5.
Oh, here we go. Listen, I have found Joe's thing. Let me just bring it up just now. And oh no, that's removing it from the stream. You can see in the background. He's got a proper English accent. So this is this dude that does the PE with the kids. Can you hear his voice?
Yeah, I can actually hear it. I can hear it.
Tweet, Instagram,
that's cool.
Stories on your
wall. He's so enthusiastic, and it's just a simple video, and he's look at that. Look down there. This one is today's one. Okay, and it's already had 1.7 million views. That's insane. You know, he is just kind of like a bit of an inspiration for the kids just now, you know, doing all this crazy stuff for PE. Who would have thought? You know, we're living in a lifestyle now where you can do PE live on YouTube with your kids. That is insane. Now, there's something else that I got sent this video from one of my friends on Facebook. I've changed the music because it was copyrighted music that was on it, and I wouldn't be able to play it here. This is somebody has taken the time to fly a drone over Edinburgh through the streets that are being locked down just now, which I find brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And the music that was originally played for it was the music from 28 Days Later, which gave it like a really eerie element to it all. And I'm going to play this to you. And I'm going to play it a couple of times actually because it's worth it. It's only 30 seconds long because I can only put 30 seconds worth of video onto the StreamYard software. So where's it gone? There it is there. So let's have a quick look at this and you can tell me what you think.
Wow.
It's amazing, isn't it? I think that's my city.
That was like the beginning of the movie Silent Hill.
Yeah. It's
but it beautifully done. The what he caught was great. It made me think of one thing though. If they could just make drones strong enough to be our food delivery service.
Well, Amazon experimented in doing deliveries with drones in London, and they were very successful. Yeah,
nice. That'd be cool if they start doing that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, totally. It would be something special. The first part of that footage, I'm going to play it again in a second, is the Royal Mile in Edinburgh that stretches from Edinburgh Castle down to the Queen's Palace, Holyrood House at the bottom of the Royal Mile. And it's called the Royal Mile because it's kind of like the castle and the palace. And it's also known as the Old Town in Edinburgh. We've got the Old Town, which was original Edinburgh. It was just like one long street with little alleys going off it that people used to throw their sewage out into and everything. It was squalid. It wasn't particularly wonderful. And it had a wall built round it as well. And then they built the palace. And then somebody came along years later in Georgian time and designed and built the new town. But, you know, I'll take you on a tour of Edinburgh. I'll make a video of that and I'll play that one night for you all through YouTube. But let's watch that video again. The first part of the footage is traveling up from the palace towards the castle. And then the second part, if I'm not mistaken, is sweeping around Princess Street, the east end of Princess Street, looking at some of the more modern buildings. But it's worth having a There you go. Amazing. We have a new guest waiting in the wings just now as well. Vanessa is basically jumped on there. So I'm going to bring her in and we'll have a wee chat and then we'll talk about some baking afterwards. So, hi, Vanessa. Pleased to meet you. I'm Mojax. How are you today? Can you hear us?
There we go.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
There we go.
Hey.
Hey.
There we go.
It's sunny where you are. You have the sun on your face. It's dark where I am. Can you hear us okay?
How is everything going actually over it's Oregon, right? Before I say the wrong state. Am I wrong? It's Oregon, right?
What?
Wait, can you hear us? You can hear me, right?
I can hear you now. It's just my phone.
I was just making a joke. You're how is it over there?
It's cold.
Perfect. Now that's an answer. There we go.
So you're from Oregon, yeah?
Yeah, we finally got our first case of confirmation of the coronavirus here.
Well, congratulations. You're part of the world team of COVID-19 now. Just stay indoors and stay the hell away from that person. You don't want to get it, Vanessa. It's not a nice thing to have.
No, but it's scary because it was yesterday the first one, the second one was today, and they're both at the veterans home.
Oh no, that's not good if it's at the veterans home. I hope they've isolated these people or taken them away to the hospital, because you don't want any of the vets getting it, because they're probably a bit prone to maybe a disease or two anyway, and we don't know what they've been through. Every vet's got a different story, and the stress of warfare as well can cause a depleted immune system in itself. It's kind of crazy. I wish them well, those people in the veterans home. I wish them a speedy recovery, and I pray as well that nobody else gets it there. That's the last thing that we want, is heroes from previous times contracting such a horrible virus, to be perfectly honest. But yes, so it's cold in Oregon. You've had your first couple of cases. I take it that you're not locked down yet, or are you locked down?
No, actually, we are locked down. It's just we had our first 2 cases in Wasco County.
Mm-hmm.
So our other counties, they've had more higher rates, like Portland and Medford area.
Mm-hmm.
And so the government Brown issued a police escort curfew thing. Mm-hmm. So when I went to work, over to by a policeman asking me why I was out.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had a coworker with me because I was taking him home.
Mm-hmm.
And they thought we were partying. I'm like, nope, we're going to work and now going home.
That's not good. But partying is not part of the COVID virus protocols at all. Like what we were talking about, those kids in Kentucky, thinking that they were Superman, that they were invincible, and now one of them so far has come down with the virus. That's not sensible. Not sensible at all. Is that whose dog is that? That's a great dog. Get them on the stream. Let's
That's
dog.
my next door neighbors.
Oh, I
have a pug.
A nice dog?
Yeah.
That's okay.
That would be my dog, my next door neighbor.
Dogs are good. Dogs are good. No, so we're on lockdown in the UK.
Hoodoo.
Hoodoo.
Toto.
Hoodoo. No, it's Hoodoo. Hoodoo.
Poodoo.
Hoodoo.
Poodoo.
I love the name.
Oh my God.
It's one of my favorites.
Are you making fun of the dog?
like-
My dog's name, Poodoo? There,
No. I just love the name.
Is that the name of the dog? Poodoo.
Yeah, Poodoo. When she was a
Wow.
puppy, she used to shit everywhere, so we called her Poodoo. Poo.
That's
Doo.
great. But it's a Star Wars reference as well. That's the word for shit in Star Wars, in one of the Star Wars languages. Did you know that, Cognag? Yeah.
I so didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. Poodoo. It was like that little creature that races against Anakin Skywalker in the pod racers in the first one.
And that's my puggy.
And he makes a mistake and goes, Poodoo, like this. And obviously, we know what poo and do is. And put poo and do together, you get poodoo, and that's just a big jobby. That's what we call poodoo in Scotland. A jobby. Okay, let me hear you say jobby.
I froze?
Who's froze?
Oh.
Vanessa's.
Try hitting your video button off and on.
Dun 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 dun. Nope, she's still frozen, or she's doing a very good impression of a statue. One way or another.
I used to do that to her. She might be actually doing that.
I'm
No.
still here.
Oh, okay.
No, the ventriloquist is
I just
Vanessa,
can't hear
you're-
Mojack.
Oh, she can't hear you.
She can't hear me.
Wait. But you can hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Cognag?
I can hear you.
I
And you
think
can
it's
hear me, Mojax?
of the screen, and I'm having to talk through you.
This is
to
fun.
get Vanessa. I don't know. It's rubbish anyway. Right, let's have a quick look at what I found in the world of baking. Okay, now the first thing, not as good as the cream egg brownies yesterday, but still a little.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Is
these
that what
are
has little lips at the bottom?
yeah, man. It's a
What's
hungry
little
cat
lips?
of.
Buggies.
That's
Buggy.
awesome.
They look great. Yeah, they're called the Hungry Caterpillar cupcakes, and they're kind of the sort of things that you know kids are making just now. All over the world, they're making a mess of the kitchen with their mum and their dad as they're locked down, and God bless them for doing such things. You know, they looked quite good. I just thought they looked fun, and I will probably end up. We've lost Vanessa. She's gone. She's
Good. Now she
gone.
doesn't have to hear me say the only thing I remember doing was putting the thing of like the Teddy Grahams that have the chocolate in the middle that come in the little tinfoil package back in the day. I learned what happens when you put those in a microwave growing up.
No, you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to do that. That's not good.
Lightning bolts.
You know, here we go. She's back. Hi.
You'd never want to do that. Yeah, I was really young. I was like 4.
Good. Right.
I just wanted to see if it would be better.
Yeah, it's better. That's cool. Right. So the last little bit of baking is lemon cornflake tart. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever made sort of like cornflake cupcakes before with like a golden syrup or melted sugar and butter. You kind of mix it all together, put it into the cupcake forms, okay, and let them set. And it's like a cold, semi-chewy, semi-crunchy, very sweet sort of like odd-looking cupcake. Well, that picture, let me bring up again, is the grown-up version of that. It's going to be sharp and sweet, made with honey on pastry with cornflakes, and I am going to so make that next week. Okay, I swear to God, it's going to be awesome. You know, I might
frosted flakes.
Yeah, well, frosted flakes, I discovered they have slightly different taste when you add things to them compared to a good brand of cornflakes. And as much as frosted flakes would be, the sugar rush is ridiculous. I'll just say that right now. But you don't need that extra sugar because it's got so much sugar in it anyway. Yeah, I thought you were going to show me a bag of something else there, man. I was
sugar, pixie stick.
That's okay, it's sugar. Thought it was a jazz bag going on there, brother. A bag of jazz. But don't show the bags of jazz on the family show. You can show your cotton candy, and you are not shown canned cooched or moose knuckle. Okay.
No, I found out that the container of Kool-Aid, like sugar stuff that you mix with water, if you just put it in a Ziploc bag, you basically just have a giant pixie stick.
Oh my God. That's
a really delicious pixie stick.
Right, so we have had fun tonight. I'm going to play that video again of the thing. It's so worth it. We've had quite a lot of fun tonight. We've had good people. Let's see if we've got any comments to come back and talk to. Trying to dog with tricks. Yes. We like dogs. We like dogs. Do you have a dog at Equilibrium? I want to see a picture of your dog on Instagram. I think that would be fun. That'd be interesting. So let's have a quick look through who's here and has been here. We've had Shady. We've had Miss Warner, who is now on the stream as well. And we've had our good friend on Facebook.
I'm right here, honey.
Which is good.
I told you I'm on live. You're funny. I love you too.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, good. Right, so we're going to call it a night here again. And before we go, I would just like tomorrow morning between 8 and 9 a.m. I'll be doing the morning show. I did do one this morning, but I was doing it on my iPhone using Streamlabs, and I've discovered that it will go live with Streamlabs, but it for some reason it doesn't save it. YouTube, stream it from my phone to YouTube using Streamlabs. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this software and do a little bit of magic stuff with StreamYard, so I can still wander around my house, do my morning routine with the phone. And wow, have we got another guest on the show?
Who's that?
Who is that?
Uncle Mike.
That's Uncle Mike. Huh?
Oh my goodness.
Crazy Scotsman. All
Tristan, Mojax, Tristan.
Right, so
Can you say hi to Mojax?
Hello,
Hey.
Mojax.
Hey, kiddo.
He can't hear me.
I hope you're being good. Are you being good?
Are you being good?
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. And we will hope to see you in the morning, where I will be making porridge and making a bit of coffee as well. Sitting down, starting your day with some positive stuff. But let's look at that video one more time of the drone flying over Edinburgh, and then I'll be right back to say goodbye once again.
I don't have no tongue. I just have no. Why is it silent?
I love
Fuzzy.
that video. It's amazing. Hey, kiddo, you're a cutie pie. I can see you now. You're a good guy. Right, so that is us for another clips on the late night show. I hope that you will join us again, maybe tomorrow. Guys, hang around in the backstage bit, and we can have a wee chat after I roll the end credit. Take care, be safe, don't do anything stupid, and our equilibrium there says good night to you all as well.
Good night, Equilibrium.